Josh Hawley was singled out by this man. He joins us now to respond. Senator, I appreciate your coming on tonight. This makes me genuinely nervous that someone like this could have any control over the so-called security at the U.S. Capitol or in Washington or in America.
Yeah, it's very disturbing, Tucker. I mean, some of the statements that the general has made are just downright crazy. You cited some of them. I mean, saying that Elise Stefanik, for instance, ought to be treated like a terrorist and not allowed to fly, put on the no-fly list. Also, his statements about law enforcement. This is somebody who this whole last year, Tucker, encouraged, condoned the violent rioting in our city, said that federal law enforcement who were sent to Portland to protect the federal courthouse, he said that they were a mob themselves, said that they were acting like they were serving a dictator, attacked them for not being real soldiers. Those are his words. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. And it shows that Nancy Pelosi isn't interested in getting any facts. She's interested in power and in amassing power and an excuse to keep hold of power, including those thousands of troops who are still at the Capitol, who are still there treating it like an armed camp. Why? No one will say, but this is what Pelosi's interested in.
So I saw an internal memo today from House Republicans saying, we're not going to question the presence of all those federal troops in Washington, because there is some kind of threat, which they never explained. What a betrayal of the country, I would say. But beyond that, this is a guy running around calling himself general. I mean, shouldn't we be getting a little concerned at this point that the leadership of the U.S. military should be totally nonpartisan and not involved in these debates? I mean, are we sure that it still is?
Yeah, well, this is somebody, this particular general, who's been retired now for a while, and I don't question his service to our country at all, Tucker. I applaud him for it, but he has been a partisan, a dedicated partisan, that's putting it mildly, since he left the military, an extreme left-wing Democrat, and you can just see it in the comments that he's made. But I'm concerned about what they're laying the groundwork for here and what Nancy Pelosi's doing. I'm concerned that they continue to treat the January 6th catastrophe, that criminal riot, as an excuse to seize power, to control more power, to step on people's Second Amendment rights, to take away their First Amendment rights. Now we're hearing about a domestic war on terror. I mean, what's that going to be? An excuse to go rifle through the emails and bank statements and personal messages of law-abiding Americans? I mean, this is very, very frightening stuff. And what Pelosi and the Democrats are doing here, trying to consolidate power, it's dangerous.
Please convince your fellow Republicans on the Hill to stand up for the country. Please. I think what you said is absolutely right. It needed to be said, and I hope others will say it. Thank you very much, Senator. Good to see you.
Thank you.